All right, hello everybody. This is an emergency stream. Let me go ahead and just silence this. This is an emergency stream. We do have a large, intense tornado on the ground, on the way towards Garden City. Everybody in the Garden City area needs to be in their safe spots immediately. We have a very large, particularly dangerous tornado on the ground right now. So welcome in everybody. We're going to be live until we can get this out of here. But right now we are watching this along Highway 33. That's about to cross Highway 33 into Garden City, and this we have been getting some very concerning scans here. Let's go back here, as it seems like we do have a very strong tornado in progress right on top of Garden City. And just zooming out here, we have multiple areas of strong supercells to the in southern Mississippi right now. So the time is 6:53 p.m. Central Time, May 6, 2026, and we are currently tracking a large, strong tornado on the way to Garden City here. And this is just about to cross Highway 33. There's no cameras in this part of the area, but we will have camera coverage once it gets closer to Interstate 55. Right now, the general message that everybody in Garden City eastward needs to be in their safe spots right now. And right now, we are still tracking this as it's getting closer to Highway 33. And there's going to be a very destructive storm, very destructive tornado now on top of Garden City. Yep, Garden City right in the middle of that tornado debris signature. Right in the middle of that tornado debris signature. So this is going to be continuing to move eastward. Just crossed Highway 33. Should be east of Highway 33 now. And will continue to move eastward. And yeah, right now headlines are not going to be working for a bit, as we had to get we had to start a bit earlier than what we were planning to. I had some stuff to do, so I wasn't able to start when this event started. But right now, PDS tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation tornado warning, is currently in effect for Garden City and areas eastward. And again, we have another concerning supercell right here that's trying to get going near Hadesburg. And of course, we do have cameras in that general vicinity. But the main question is how many of them are working and how many of them are not. So yeah, once it gets a bit closer, we'll go ahead and set that up. Yeah, very strong signature. That's just so concerning right over Garden City. And debris right now, in terms of debris, we are scanning this. Seems to be about 10,000 feet up with this from what we're scanning. I'm going to see if we can get a little bit closer to that. Yeah, around 10,000 feet. Yeah, newest scan, we can still see that strong tornado on the ground here, making its way eastward past Garden City now. Again, tornado debris signature. The tornado debris signature. We did briefly drop out, but Yeah, tornado debris signature right there to the east of Garden City. You can see that now on the second panel that we just got up. And if you go over here to velocity, you can see a very strong signature east of Garden City. So we're going to need everybody east of Garden City to seek shelter right now. And you can see that tornado debris. I mean, you can see that debris ball on radar east of Garden City. So a very intense tornado is on the ground right now, continuing to push eastward. And we're going to be calling out areas south of Meadville, areas along Highway 98 near Smithdale. Northwest of Smithdale is the areas we are going to be concerned about from this strong tornado. And right now, camera coverage. We don't have any cameras in this rural area, but we don't have any camera coverage in this rural area. But we'll get some once it gets closer to Interstate 55. And now we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground that's going to be crossing Interstate 59 here momentarily. We do have cameras in that area, so let's go ahead and get those on the ready. So just go ahead and get those on the ready. We'll go ahead and get that one up, and we'll get another one up. So yeah, behind the scenes, we are getting cameras up right now. Let's go back out here because again, this is a very strong signature. Look at that signature that we're getting right now, east of Garden City. That is a very, very strong signature. We could have a violent tornado on the ground with this right now. This is a very strong signature we're scanning. We need everybody south of White Apple in this part of the county here. What county is this? This would be uh, let's go ahead and get the county information. This is everybody in Southern Franklin County. Everyone in Southern Franklin County needs to be in their safe spots right now. There's a very strong, intense to potentially violent tornado on the ground with that storm. And again, we are also tracking another tornado on the ground. On the ground that is going to be threatening the the Hadesburg area and area south. Tornado emergency has been issued. This is a tornado emergency for Garden City, White Apple, Kirby, Roxy, Meadville, and Editon. Editon? I'm not sure how to say that. This is a tornado emergency. And a tornado emergency is the highest level that can be issued for a tornado. That is the highest level. It cannot go any higher. It cannot go any higher than that. This is a life threatening situation. Everybody in the path of this needs to be in their safe spots right now. Everybody in the path of this, you need to be in your safe spots right now. This is a life threatening situation. This is a life threatening situation. And everybody, areas east of Garden City, you need to be in your safe spots right now. Get to an interior room on the lowest floor or a basement if you got one. Do not park on overpasses and do not shelter in a mobile home or outbuilding. This is a life-threatening situation. Tornado emergency is now in effect for areas east of Garden City. And based off the radar scans, I am unfortunately not surprised by that. We have a clear debris ball on radar, a very clear debris ball on radar. Just making sure our audio is good because of the life-threatening situation east of Garden City. And again, we need everybody out. Everybody out in southern Franklin County needs to be in their safe spots immediately. You have a violent tornado on the way towards you right now. Everybody east of Garden City, you need to be in your safe spots right now. This is a violent tornado on the ground. A violent tornado is on the ground right now. Let's go ahead and get another one of these cameras up for Hadesburg. Let's go ahead and get that one up quickly, if that is possible. If you're joining us, we do have a tornado emergency that's currently in effect for southern Franklin County. It is a life-threatening situation. Everybody in the path must be in their safe spots right now. Everybody that is east of Garden City, Mississippi. And we are also tracking another strong tornado in progress here, just about across Interstate 59. This is a life-threatening situation for everybody along Interstate 59. You need to be in your safe spots right here, south of Hadesburg. That's where we're calling out. Norfolk Lumberton, south of Hadesburg. That's the area we're calling out. We do have a debris ball on radar as well with that one. And then we're also tracking this strong, violent tornado east of Garden City, now southeast of White Apple, going to be making its way towards Highway 98. And everybody in Highway 98, along Highway 98, northwest of Smithdale, in southern Franklin County, needs to be in their safe spots right now. We're calling out southern Franklin County, central Franklin County, and eastern Franklin County. This is not your average tornado. This is absolutely not your average tornado. But yeah, we have another strong tornado in progress here. I wouldn't be shocked if they go PDS with this, if that is maintained. But this is just about across Interstate 59. Everybody along Interstate 59, north of Lumpington, south of Hadesburg, needs to be in their safe spots. This will likely remain south of Hadesburg, of downtown Hadesburg. Hey, we're losing cameras. You're losing cameras right now. As that is just about across Interstate 59. Again, I urge everybody in southern Franklin County to seek shelter right now. There's a violent tornado on the ground. This just hit Garden City. We'll see if we can get us some scanners up in Franklin County, because it's a life-threatening situation. We need everybody. We're calling everybody out. Southern Franklin County, Eastern Franklin County, and Central Franklin County to get to their safe spots immediately. Again, that is an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Get into the basement if you got one. If you got one down there. And do not park on the overpasses. Especially do not do that. And if you're in a mobile home, you need to evacuate immediately to a more substantial shelter. These kinds of tornadoes at this intensity can absolutely destroy those kinds of homes. And it's something that you absolutely do not want to mess around with. You're now seeing some live views here as a dangerous tornado is about to cross I-59. It's going to be right near Dixie. And on the top right, that is facing southbound. So if there is a tornado in the distance over there, we'll be able to see it. Yeah, we are losing these cameras left and right now. Yeah, going out back to the west, where a tornado emergency still remains in effect for Central Franklin County. Majority of Franklin County is in this warning, is in this tornado emergency. So again, we are on the lookout on 2 different supercells. One of them just about across Interstate 59. Again, we are looking at live views of the area. We are kind of losing our camera coverage a little bit as this tornado gets closer and closer. Yep, tornado emergency now extended into Brookhaven. Tornado emergency now been extended all the way towards Interstate 55. It is a life-threatening situation. Everybody in Brookhaven, everybody in McCall Creek, everybody along Brookhaven and Interstate 55 southward north of Summit, seek shelter now. This is a life-threatening situation. You need to seek shelter right now. And again, we are seeing on the top right, do not be that car. Do not park on an overpass. Do not park on an overpass. You never, ever, ever, ever do that. Yeah, a tornado is about to cross Interstate 59. And it is confirmed to be on the ground. Yeah, they are moving the camera. Seems to be away from where the not sure what they're doing there, but right now a new tornado emergency was issued, being pushed all the way towards Brookhaven. So everyone in Brookhaven, Mississippi, get to your safe spots right now. We have an intense to potentially violent tornado on the ground that went through Garden City, currently in southern Franklin County, about to cross Highway 98. Highway 98 would be next. And they're fully expecting this to be a long track tornado. Yeah, conditions are rapidly deteriorating where we're about to see that tornado cross the interstate here. It's basically right on top of the interstate. But yeah, we have two potentially intense tornadoes on the ground now. And again, this one right here, if we go to CC, we can see that we do have a strong tornado in progress with this one. It is another strong tornado in progress. So we are dealing with two different life-threatening situations here. We have one to the northwest of that tornado warning. Here along Highway 98, this is a long track tornado. This has been a long track tornado up to this point. Yeah, near whiteout conditions here, as we're about to see a strong tornado cross Interstate 59. There's a strong tornado crossing Interstate 59 right now. Yeah, conditions are rapidly deteriorating. And we are losing cameras left and right. As a strong tornado is about to cross Interstate 59. And again, the elephant in the room is this very strong tornado in progress that has now been extended all the way towards Brookhaven, Mississippi. You're near whiteout conditions in the top right camera. Just complete whiteout conditions that we're seeing a tornado cross. A very strong tornado seems to be crossing interstate if it's still on the ground. Just to swap this to the northern view, you can see all those rain curtains falling down right now. As we're now just about to see that cross Interstate 59. It already is crossing Interstate 59 right now. So this would be essentially the tornado. Yeah, tornado emergency. Again, we are now clearing Garden City and White Apple, although the damage in Garden City is likely very severe right now. A violent tornado likely struck the area. And we are getting a debris height of 31,000 feet. 31,000. From what we're being shown right now. Of what we're being told. Now, you're going to confirm that ourselves, but that is correct. That means we've had that means that's normally correlated with violent tornadoes. very high-end, intense tornadoes to potentially violent. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep on this. There's some of these new cameras, as we've now just seen that cross the highway. You can kind of see a bit some of that supercellular structure right there. Yeah, that would be our closest point to it. That would be a next on that strong tornado that is still on the ground, which that tornado debris signature is a bit more fainter, which is good news. And we're gonna hope we can get this one out of here. Yeah, just an absolutely strong tornado is in progress and still likely is in progress right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a scanner out of Franklin County. Yeah, right now, if we go out to this camera real quick, because this one's being controlled. You can see that the lights are flashing right there. And you can see that circulation in the background. If we go over to that camera, you can see that circulation in the background just about across the interstate. Continuing to make its way eastward towards the towards Highway 49. Just crossed the interstate earlier. So if I accidentally said the interstate, that's my bad. It's my bad. I meant Highway 49. If you're just joining us, we're currently tracking two strong tornadoes. One of them south of Hadesburg, and another one that currently has a tornado emergency currently in effect for the Brookhaven area. You're currently seeing these two storms make its way eastward towards Alabama in the long term. And both of these cameras on the top left and top right part of your screen, these ones are from Hadesburg, south of Hadesburg. And now you would see that circulation crossing The interstate right there on the top right of your screen. That is possibly the best view we have of it. Rain currents getting a lot more intense. As now we're seeing this cross. Oh, major, major wind. Let's go, switch. Which switch this camera of this camera. You can see, that is the closest we have to it. And we're basically looking right at this circulation right here. Major, this is likely the RFD we're seeing on the top right camera. This is very likely the RFD that we're seeing. And again, we have the scanner from Franklin on behind the scenes to keep monitoring what we're what the situation is there in places like Garden City, which was directly hit by this storm. Right now, there hasn't been not much activity on it as of now. Yep. Look at the top left. Look at the top left. This camera's down, so let's go to the other one. We're watching this cross. We're literally watching this tornado cross Highway 49. This is basically nearly right on top of the cameras. And again, this tornado warning was just extended eastward towards Richton, towards Beaumont. That is a radar indicated warning, so they did drop the confirm tag. So yeah, not much activity on these cameras. These cameras are, I think, pretty sure just near McLaurin. So I'm pretty sure it just crossed through there. Let's see if we go back to one of these cameras, because this one was down. That was the camera that was down. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, this one. So yeah, that camera's back up now. Before we couldn't see it because it was down, but now we could see. You can see the rain currents just whipping across the road. As this is this could be the RFD of this storm. Of just a very powerful supercell that we're likely going to be tracking for a while. Yeah, going back out west, this tornado just crossed in Highway 98. Highway 98. The tornado debris signature. Good news on that. Looks like that has fainted. Looks like we don't have that anymore. We are going to be keeping a very close eye on it. They have dropped this to a PDS tornado warning. So the tornado emergency part has been dropped. That has been dropped down to a PDS tornado warning, which is still that's still really bad. And that is a particularly dangerous situation. Now you can see on that camera on the top right just the sheer amount of rain band just going sideways right now. So very strong winds. Very strong winds with that one. And we are going to swap out that camera because it looks like they are no longer using that. Whoa, look at that. Look at that on the top right. That is not sped up. That is not sped up. That is actually what we're seeing right now. Whoa. That is actually what we're seeing right now. I'm pretty sure that camera just went down. Just some very strong winds that we just seen on that. We're going to see if we can get that one back up momentarily, but we're going to go back over here and get these cameras on this circulation. Yeah, both of the cameras went down. Go ahead and just readjust. There we go. But yeah, very strong RFD from this storm that we just seen cross over the Hadesburg area. And after that gets out of here, we don't have any more camera coverage, so this gets to Alabama. So we have no more camera coverage until that gets to Alabama. Pretty sure we do have one on state line. I know with a lot of these, they normally have cameras like right along the state line. We'll see here in just a minute if we do have that available to us. And again, just and since we've been on this radar for so long, we're able to get a full replay of just this strong tornado that happened over Garden City. And again, we're hoping we can get this out of here. We're really hoping we can get this out of here. But yeah, just a very strong tornado. I mean, if you look at the tornado debris signature on this one, just consumed Garden City. So we hope everybody in Garden City is all right. People down here from New Orleans here, where I'm at, are hoping that you guys are okay. Because that was a very strong tornado that went through there. And zooming out, we have more areas to be worried about. We have this one over here in Alabama. This one is dropping. I'm not going to switch radars to check, but this one is dropping 2-inch hail right now near Uniontown, near Highway 80. So that is what we're worried about right now. I am going to see elsewhere if there is a way for us to get a camera right near the state line. And that doesn't appear we're going to get that, unfortunately. So that's the last of the lot. That will be the last of the lot until we can get this to Alabama, and then we could check again. But yeah, for this one out here, this one would have to get near Brookhaven for us to likely get cameras out of it. So we'll see if it does make it there. And again, this is a supercell. Like this is obviously a supercell. So these ones can drop long track tornadoes. These are the ones that we're worried about. This is the ones that we're worried about this time of year. And we'll continue to be worried about this time of year until we can get this, till we can start focusing more on hurricane season. Yeah, we're going to stay on multicam for a while. And again, just a disclaimer again, we obviously don't own these cameras. We do not own them. These ones are from the Mississippi Department of Transportation that we're using to show you what's going on out there as we're having some very major severe weather. And we are also going to see if we can get some of the tornado damage. So again, if you are in a tornado warning, you want to go to the most interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, and do not park under overpasses, and do not shelter in a mobile home or outbuilding. We are going to see if there's any signs of tornado damage. Yeah, just clearly just some. I think pretty sure those two cameras went down too. Let's see if we can go back to these ones and see. No, they're both gone. They're both gone. All right. They want to see the reason for the slowdown on some of these. We got any signs of debris or trees down? Not that I can see right now on those cameras. So that one's being controlled right now. Again, that's the last of the lot. We do have confirmed tornado damage of that tornado warning southwest of Hadesburg, with damage reported to an office building by emergency management. The level of damage is not currently known at this time, but we are going to keep you updated on that. So we do have confirmed damage southwest of Hadesburg, Mississippi, where we did have a strong tornado in progress there, which we tracked as it crossed the interstate and Highway 49. Highway 49. So yeah, right now they did drop this to radar indicated rotation. GR2 has this bug where it shows tornado emergency, although that even though it's no longer that. So do ignore that for right now. But it is now down to radar indicated rotation. This does have a history of producing a very strong tornado, and this will continue to have a threat for strong tornadoes. Because if we zoom out here, you can see that there is basically nothing else around it. It basically has this part of the environment completely to itself. So we are going to be watching this to see if it does produce another strong tornado. If we check the upper level rotation, yeah, again, this is a bit behind, but you can still see that upper level rotation. That is still present. That is still present with this one. We had tornado. We had a couple tornadoes earlier before we started. Yeah, there's the report right there. Reported damage to an office building. So you're gonna keep you informed of that. Elsewhere, again, we are tracking that severe thunderstorm warning in Alabama. Tennis ball size towing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Again, hail that size, that can hurt you. That can hurt you if you're not careful. So you want to be careful if you're out there. We do have a flash flood warning as well. That'll be in effect until 9:15 p.m. tonight. And then we have one for Alexandria. That one will be in effect till 8 o'clock. So that should go away in less than 30 minutes from now. That will go away in less than 30 minutes from now. And what we're concerned about with this storm is you can see that hook echo is returning. You can see earlier we have the full scans here. You can see that the hook kind of got swallowed up into the storm right here, but now it's starting to clear out again. It's now starting to get that fuel back into the storm. So we are going to be concerned for redevelopment here, and we're tracking this very close to the Brookhaven area. We're tracking that dangerously close to the Brookhaven area. So everybody in Brookhaven, you need to be in your safe spots right now. You just absolutely got to be in your safe spots from a tornado like this, from a storm that produced a tornado like that. Yeah, just multiple um reports. Let's see if we can verify these before we broadcast them on air. So we are going to get these verified and broadcast them if they are legit. Yeah, right now we are working to get information over. We're trying to get information over to you guys right now. There's been no photographs that I can see. There seems to be no photos right now of that tornado that happened. That was over a very forested area, so I would be shocked if anybody got a major part of it. Yeah, we're continuing to see if that does redevelop. And again, what we're also worried about is not just the tornado. We're worried about RFD because RFD can be very, very strong. It can even be as strong as the tornado itself sometimes. So that is what we're going to be concerned about. That's going to be crossing Interstate 55. Let's go ahead and see what the scanner is saying right now. I normally don't share. Seemingly like they need some assistance to clear roads. Seem like they need assistance to clear some roads. They're trying to get over there. Because again, that is a lot of trees that fell. A lot, a lot. This thing was a massive tree eater. We are getting reports. Okay, so they're getting people over to Garden City. That just came over the scanner. So they're trying to take an alternate route to Garden City. So yeah, they're trying to get to Garden City right now. A lot of trees are blocking them from doing so. So hopefully they can get there soon because every minute matters. And if But yeah, right now the time is 7:42 p.m. Central Time, and you can see the circulation is starting to kick back up. So unfortunately, we might be dealing with another situation here, folks. We may be dealing with another situation. So yeah, cameras. Department of Transportation doesn't have any camera coverage out there. Unfortunately, they don't have any camera coverage out there. We are gonna try to see if we can get some here. We are gonna try and see if we can get some. But yeah, just very strong scans, and there we go. PDS tornado warning has been issued. Yep, another major debris signature with that one. So this thing is currently producing another strong tornado. Another strong one. It is producing another strong tornado right now. Everybody out. Everybody along Interstate 55 south of Brookhaven. Get to your safe spots immediately. This is another strong tornado. This has produced a potentially violent tornado before. And now we are going to be seeing if we might get... hopefully we don't get another one of those. But right now we need everybody south of Brookhaven needs to be in their safe spots. This is a dangerous situation as the sun is now going down. This is prime time Dixie after all. So this is prime time Dixie. It's just another strong tornado is in progress here. You can see the tornado debris signature where we would expect that to be. Along Interstate 55, southwest of Brookhaven, Mississippi. Yeah, newest scan. Unfortunately, folks, we may have another strong tornado in progress here. It's just about to cross Interstate 55, southwest of Brookhaven. So, again, we need everybody to get to their interior rooms. Basement if you got one. If you don't have a basement, again, like I said, interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Excuse me. And you want to protect yourself from flying debris. That can mean mattresses, that can mean blankets, that can mean pillows, that can mean helmets. Helmets is going to be your best bet to protect your head, obviously. And you want to find a spot in your home that is the most interior, that is the most walls between you and the outside as possible. And a tornado, usually in a tornado, the roof obviously goes first, then the exterior walls come down, and usually with these higher end tornadoes, your best bet is an interior room. And again, we do have reports of homes damaged from that tornado earlier in Garden City. Actually not sure where that location is exactly, where the home house damage report is coming from, but I would assume it's near the Garden City area. But yeah, your best bet for survival is to be in an interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, usually in the tornado, the roof goes first, then the exterior walls, and usually it's the interior rooms that are remaining, even in the higher end tornadoes. And if you're in a mobile home, if you're in an outbuilding, you cannot be in there. You need to get out. You cannot be in there. As mobile homes, outbuildings, those usually get destroyed in the more weaker tornadoes. And if what we're seeing on radar is true, this is not a weak tornado. This is not your usual EF0s, EF1s that we're used to in this part of the state. I mean, I know we always get these kinds of tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings here in southern Mississippi, but this is not your average one. Usually you would only see this once, I mean, depending where you're at, once every few years. Like if you live in that particular area. This isn't like the usual EF zeros, like messy EF zeros that will get out of here within 15 minutes without doing that much damage. These are the ones that can do considerable damage. And we are going to be tracking this as it's going to cross Interstate 55, south of Brookhaven, and eventually cross Highway 51. And we're going to be calling out Highway 583, Highway 84. And then Monticello would be the next area in the path. Areas east of that area, Silver Creek, Monticello, those are the areas we're going to be concerned about next. And we got to think of this from the long term. This is a supercell that is basically by itself right now. So the only thing that could really stop this right now is itself. Again, this has been a very long tracked circulation here that is now crossing Interstate 55. And there's a PDS tornado warning. That means particularly dangerous situation. Particularly dangerous situation. But yeah, now you can see another debris ball. Another debris ball is forming right here just west of Interstate 55, everybody. Just west of Interstate 55. We are seeing another strong tornado in progress. Again, you always hate to see stuff like this. But right now, everybody, south of Brookhaven, especially south of Brookhaven, this seems like it's going to go just south of Brookhaven. Everybody south of Brookhaven needs to be in their safe spots. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get to the other side of it. But right now we need to get through this. So west of Interstate 55, southwest of Brookhaven, like we've been mentioning, just about to cross, if it's not already crossing already. And again, we are getting reports of trees down, homes damaged in that Garden City area. Garden City took a direct hit based off radar from what we know right now. First responders are trying to get there right now. They're trying to take alternative routes because the main routes are down because of trees that are blocking the road. And for camera coverage, don't have anything in the Department of Transportation that we can use on this side. The closest we can get is Macomb, which is on the top right-hand side of your screen. Yeah, just about to cross Interstate 55. There is chasers along that interstate that I could see. So they're likely seeing this right now cross the interstate. And you can see that deep blue on the right. What we're tracking right now is how much of what we're observing is actually rain, or if that's more into hail or tornado debris. Whenever you can line that up with a tornado, with the velocity signature on the left, that tornado couplet, that means we are picking up tornado debris. This is trees. This could be 2x4s. This could be bricks. This could be all sorts of stuff that's being lofted high enough for us to be able to scan it. We're currently scanning this around 4,000 feet in the air. We are currently scanning this around 4,000 feet in the air. And we're able to we're able to see this in 3D. We won't be able to see this on stream. But we're able to see this here in 3D of how high this debris is going. And it's usually a bit behind. Let me just go in and fix that. It's usually a bit behind. So it's kind of like right here where we're scanning it right now, where we can get that debris height. And right now it's around 10,000 feet. So debris, all this 2x4s, all this tree limbs, whatever it's picking up, is being lofted at least 10,000 feet in the air. And we're able to see that on Doppler radar. Yeah, just crossed Interstate 55. It just crossed Interstate 55. PDS tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation, does remain in effect. That does remain in effect until further notice. Yeah, major downpour in Brookhaven. Likely some hail with that. As that's also another thing these supercells do. Yeah, another long track tornado is in progress. Just crossed Interstate 55. And you could see what we mean when we can't just immediately clear when the first one dies. You can see how that recycles. Like, in fact, we're able to go all the way back. We can see how that recycles here. And if we play this whole thing back, if we turn off everything here, you're able to see the history of this tornado here. And in fact, we can go ahead and get our, we can see the tornado debris here. You can see that right there. And then now it's coming back right there, see? If you're able to see that right here. Now crossed Highway 51. Just crossed Highway 51. 583 will be next. 583 will be next. And the main thing we're also looking for to see if a tornado is on the way out is when we can see that tornado debris signature start to shrink. So you can start to see it shrink a little bit. We're still picking up debris for us to see, but whenever it starts shrinking like that, or if it kind of like heavily broadens out, when it broadens out, that means we're picking up the debris literally falling from the sky. Like that's what we call debris fallout. And that's literal debris falling from the sky. That's what we pick up. And the other way that we can see this die out is if this tornado debris signature starts to shrink, kind of gets into the greens again. You can see the blues kind of go away. That's the other way. That's the other way these you can tell if these tornadoes are lifting. But right now that's something that we can't rely on. We need everybody along 583 southeast of Brookhaven to be in their safe spot. To Brookhaven, you're currently in the middle of it. Right now, this tornado is passing to your south. This tornado is passing to your south, but remain in your safe spots for a bit longer so we can get this supercell out of here. And after that, right now, you don't have any more in terms of storm activity. You got some more storms on the way, but you will have a break. You're going to have a break for now. Again, we are concerned about areas like especially these rural areas here. We are concerned about these like rural areas that are gonna be hard to get to for first responders to get to because of all the trees that are down. Again, this is prime Dixie Alley. So tornadoes usually happen at night, which it's sunfall here, so it's sunfall up there. And combined with the fact that it's very forested, especially this part of the state, a lot of trees can block the roads, making it hard for first responders to get out there. And that's why even after this passes, you should not be on the roadways. Unless it's an emergency, do not be out on the roadways. Usually they can clear up these interstates and stuff pretty quickly, but some of the back roads, like the back roads area, like I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust going there because trees could be down, power lines could be down, there could be debris. But usually they can clear these interstates very quickly. So if you're on interstates, you should be fine. Just make sure that, especially the best way to know, in Department of Transportation, then each state has their own website. That's how we're getting some of these cameras. They'll sometimes have information on there. There's signs out there. If you ever seen like those signs that glow up and show you like information, they'll probably tell you sometimes if something's going on, so make sure you pay attention to those. But yeah, if you don't have a reason to go out, don't go out. Yeah, newest debris signature here. If we go back to velocity here, basically right between Highway 51 and Highway 583 is what we're concerned about right now. But yeah, I do want to stress again. We go back here. They also have issued a new tornado emergency, by the way. New tornado emergency has been issued just now. A new tornado emergency. I'm not sure when that was issued. That was issued a minute ago. So yeah, a new tornado emergency has been issued. New tornado emergency has been issued. Again, that's the highest possible level that they can issue. It goes tornado warning, tornado confirmed, PDS tornado warning, and tornado emergency. That is the highest of the scale. That is the highest of the hierarchy. Yeah, so Brookhaven's in that tornado emergency. Again, we are seeing this pass to your south. You're seeing this pass to your south right now. That tornado emergency was issued 2 minutes ago. So we're back here on the board of another tornado emergency. And it's about to cross Highway 583. Everyone in Monticello and Silver Creek, you're not in the warning yet, but I would heavily consider getting into your safe spots. I would heavily start preparing because there's a long track tornado. And actually, you need to go right now because they just extended it. PDS tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation, till 9 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time. You're calling out Monticello, Silver Creek, those areas. I was just telling you should go. Now you need to go. You are now in the polygon, so you need to go right now. We're also calling out areas in essentially all of Lawrence County. If I'm not mistaken, let's confirm that. Yeah, everybody in Lawrence County, everybody, not just a certain part of it. You need to be in your safe spots. All right? Except the most extreme southern part of Lawrence County, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, basically we're calling out everybody in Lawrence County to get to their safe spots because this is a dangerous situation. It is after dark, so we're not able to get any camera coverage out in this part of Mississippi. We might see even get some from Monticello or Silver Creek, but I heavily doubt it. But yeah, you can see that tornado debris signature right over 583. That is right over 583. We'll continue to move eastward towards Monticello. So everybody in the Monticello area, you need to be in your safe spots. Everybody in Lawrence County needs to be in their safe spots. This does have a history. I mean, this did produce another strong tornado near, Garden City, where we are getting first responders telling us, over the scanner, that there is very major damage there. So this does have a history of producing major damage, and unfortunately, it looks like this is going to produce more major damage. I mean, if you just look at that new velocity scan in the bottom right of your screen, if you look at that new velocity scan, that just shows the severe situation we're dealing with. You only really see this a couple times a year. And I know here in this part of Mississippi, we're used to the tornado warnings. We're used to the EF0s, the EF1s. This is not one of those examples. This is an example. If you live in this area, you're probably going to see once every few years. Once every few years. Because I know in Silver Creek, if I'm not mistaken, that's where we had the Bassfield tornado from 2020. That was another violent tornado. That happened on Easter Sunday. So it's normally once every few years if you live in this area. So this is not your normal EF zeros. These are not your normal EF ones. This is a strong, intense tornado on the ground. And if we pause here, you can see, even if you don't get hit by this tornado, we are concerned about the RFD. The RFD in a tornado this strong will be very dangerous. You're going to see trees coming down. Again, this is Dixie Alley, so you're going to see trees coming down. You're going to see power lines coming down, even if you're not being hit by the tornado itself. So this whole storm is very dangerous. And you can see right here, the tornado debris signature is kind of broadening out. So we're also seeing a bit of that debris fallout, which is debris falling from the sky. That is debris falling from the sky. So if we go ahead and see how high we're getting this debris, I'm actually going to pull this back a little bit, just to get an idea of how strong this tornado might be. It seems like we might be scanning debris as high as 15,000 feet in the air, if not higher. I'm actually seeing stuff more towards 20,000 feet. So that's 2x4s, that's tree limbs, that's pieces of homes, and like pieces of property in general that we're seeing being scanned up to 20,000 feet in the air. So this is a very strong tornado. This is something that you cannot mess around with. And again, PDS tornado warning will remain in effect until 9 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time. This tornado emergency still remains in effect for areas southeast of Brookhaven. That'll be in effect until 8:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So in 11 minutes from now, we can get this tornado emergency out of here. But this is still producing a strong tornado right now. And remember, if you remember our discussion earlier, if you were here earlier, you could see, you could basically see now that that is a bit more of a promising sign, because there's two ways we could see this fade. Number one is that it shrinks out and eventually goes away, and the other way, you can see how it heavily broadens out. Let me just go back here. You can see how it heavily broadens out. Now we're getting to like those greens. Now we're getting the blues anymore. We're picking up a lot more debris fallout. The remaining debris that I picked up from earlier, rather than new debris it's picking up. So if we can get this to continue to if we can continue to get this to broaden out, that is a good sign that we're seeing this tornado weaken. But again, we can't be done with it. Like, we cannot be done with it, because again, this whole tornado came from another tornado that happened earlier in our Garden City. You can see how that one dies out, and then that one came out of nowhere. Seemed like it came out of nowhere. And then now it could do that again. So this is a cyclic supercell. So it produces a tornado, produces another one, and there we go. Tornado emergency was just extended all the way towards Silver Creek. So everybody out in Silver Creek, you need to be in your safe spots immediately. And you can see that just that insane velocity signature that we're getting. And right now, this is going to be approaching dangerously close to Monticello. We are gonna see if we can get cameras out there, but I do not know if we can. Do not know if we can. Because again, because this is very rural Mississippi. Again, we had debris from Garden City potentially up to 25 to 30,000 feet in the air. That's how high we're seeing this right now. And then we do have major tree damage on Interstate 55. So, Interstate 55, there is places where trees are down. We are going to see if it is possible for us to get cameras out there. Okay, we do have one out of Monticello. Let's go ahead and switch to that here momentarily. I just want to make sure that this is actually from that area, not from another place in Mississippi. All right. Okay, I'm confident enough to share it here. So let's go ahead and let me go back to radar feed for just a second, so that way we can get this on here. But yeah, we do have a camera that I just found out of the Monticello area. So let's go ahead and switch back now. There is your camera on the top left, on the top right. That is out of Monticello. And this is going to get very close to the Monticello area. This camera is definitely going to go down. This one's definitely going down. I'm not sure where it's facing. It doesn't say where it's facing, but this is as close as we can get. On the top right hand side of your screen. And again, tornado emergency remains in effect for Monticello and Silver Creek. Basically, all of Lawrence County is in this. All of Lawrence County is in this. You're also going to be starting to call out momentarily Jefferson Davis County next. In the near future. I do want to see if it's possible to get camera out of Silver Creek. But I do doubt it. So, again, if you're just joining us, just to recap, again, we started earlier with this confirm. Let's see what that report was real quick. Oh, okay. I thought that was damage. So, yeah, if you go all the way back, you can see we were tracking this strong tornado near Garden City that went over Garden City. Again, we have no damage photos from that area just yet. Moved towards Highway 98, dissipated northeast of Highway 98. And then as we continued here, it reformed west of Interstate 55. And then now it is continuing to move eastward towards Monticello. Again, we are still seeing a faint debris signature. A lot of it's fallout. We're seeing a lot of debris falling from the sky. A lot of debris falling from the sky. But we're also still picking up that tornado debris signature. And, like, everybody, like, I mean, like, these people on the top right, you need to be in your shelter. Like, it is really heartbreaking to see people just driving casually and stuff like this. But yeah, we have this camera put up on the top right, and that is out of Monticello. That is as close as we can get it. That's the only camera that we have on our network. So I would say this is about 15 or so minutes away from Monticello. And tornado emergency does remain in effect. So, just an update on Garden City. I'm just listening to scanner. So yeah, out of Garden City, just an update on that. I've been listening to the scanner for the last 15 minutes. They are still trying to get to Garden City. They're still trying to get there. They're trying to clear trees out of the way. They're requesting more manpower. So, and they have reported structural damage as a result of it. From what they found so far, a lot of trees blocking 33. but it's unclear if they're actually in Garden City right now or still on the outside of it trying to get in. So tornado damage wise, um, very high end tree damage was reported, by the way, out of Interstate 55. You haven't seen anything out of Garden City. That might be an example where we might have to wait till tomorrow to see the true extent of the damage. I mean, we're obviously also tracking storms in Alabama, but right now this is our main focus. This is obviously going to be our main focus. Let's go ahead and check for tornado debris. Yeah, we still have a tornado debris signature. We still have that tornado debris signature right now. Oh, that was a big time lightning bolt on the top right. Yeah, this is as close as we can get it right now. But right now, this is going to be crossing. Let's see. Let's see if we can get into it. Yeah, there's going to be crossing to Franklin County probably for the next, probably less than 3 to 5 minutes. It's going to be crossing to western Franklin County. I mean, Lawrence County, excuse me. In the next 3 to 5 minutes. And then after it crosses to Lawrence County, it will make its way into the Monticello area, then Silver Creek, and then that's when we're going to be starting to become concerned for the West Jefferson Davis area. So again, I'm going to say this again. If you're in this, you need to be in your interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows. If you have a basement, get into the basement. If not, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, this could be a closet. This could be a bathroom. Just somewhere in the center part of your home. Because again, with these tornadoes, the first thing that goes first is obviously the roof. Then the exterior walls come down. And what's usually left is the interior rooms. That is how lives are saved. That's how you can protect yourself. And before you go, you want to grab a sturdy pair of shoes. I know that sounds silly, but do you really want to walk in all that debris barefoot if you do get hit? So you want to grab a pair of shoes, and then to protect yourself from the debris, because debris is the most fatal part out of this tornado. Is the most fatal part of a tornado. You want to grab stuff like blankets, pillows, mattresses, cushions, and most importantly, a helmet. If you got a helmet, put that on right now. If you got a nearby bicycle helmet from long ago, then go ahead and grab that out, dust it off, and put it on. You want to go in and put that on. You want to protect your head. You want to protect your neck. And if you don't have that helmet available to you, the next best thing is to put your hands over your head, because it will protect your head from any debris. And yeah, again, we're starting to pick up that tornado debris signature more intensely again. I'm going to replace the left with our velocity scan. If we line it up, that's where we're seeing tornado debris. That's 2x4s, that's tree limbs, that's pieces of homes and property that are being lofted up into the air. And this is basically going right along Highway 84 towards Monticello. And from what it looks like right now, Monticello is in the direct path of this tornado right now. So that is our heaviest concern right now, is going to be Monticello. Again, Brookhaven, You're in the clear now. We can get you out of this. There's going to be more thunderstorm activity tonight. But right now, for this storm, you're done. All right? You're done. Monticello and Silver Creek, you're in the path of this. We're going to get you through it. We're going to get you through it. I know all of this has been scary, but you need to remain calm and get to your safe spots, and there is a very good likelihood that you will survive. Again, that's storm shelter if you got one. That's interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And you want to put anything that you can to protect your body. You want to go ahead and grab pillows, blankets, cushions, mattresses, and put on that helmet and put on some shoes. Make sure you have a way to stay notified, because power is certainly going to be going out in a lot of these spots. Make sure that if you have neighbors, make sure that you're able to reach out to them while remaining in your safe spots. Make sure that they're okay. Make sure they're in their shelters. Make sure you let a family know where you're at and that you are taking shelter. Make sure that you let them know. And if you don't live in this area but know somebody in this area, Lawrence County, basically all of Lawrence County, you want to let them know what's up, and you need to get them to their shelter. You need to tell them that they need to take cover, interior room, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and use anything that you can to protect your body. The newest scan that we're seeing right now is we're starting to see that velocity signature shrink. And if this is a more smaller tornado, that's always not a good sign, because the more smaller these, in some instances, when the tornado gets smaller and smaller, but it's still as strong, you get even more intense winds because it's more funneled into a smaller area. If you want a good example, you can look at the Matador tornado. It was a giant tornado at first, and completely condensed down, and we've seen a lot of damage out of that. Houses were swept, cars were mangled, and yeah, so when a tornado is when the tornado is getting smaller, that's not always a good thing. And again, the camera on the top right, that is out of Monticello. That is out of Monticello. That camera's for sure going down. That's I don't expect it to stay up as it crosses. And again, power is for sure going out, so be ready for that. Make sure your electronics are charged. Make sure you check their battery level. If it's low, I mean, it's already too late to charge them up fully. You want to conserve it as much as you can. If it's low enough, you only want to use it for emergency calls. And make sure that you have a way to bang on debris. This could be like a whistle to communicate to search and rescue if you're trapped in debris. And now we're starting to see conditions rapidly deteriorate here in Monticello. You can see rain curtains coming by. Although the tornado is still probably 5 to 10 minutes away at this current moment. We have that tornado debris signature still there, still on the ground. Still on the ground. And unfortunately, it looks like we are going to be tracking this all the way to Monticello. We're going to be tracking this the entire way there. And it's going to be crossing right near Highway 84. Basically, Highway 84. Silver Creek will be next. Don't want to forget what's next. Silver Creek will be next. As conditions are going to rapidly deteriorate on the top right, we're definitely going to go down. It is 100% going down. We're going to stay on it for as long as we can. Those cars can't be out there. You need to be in your safe spots. This is a dangerous situation. They still have this as a tornado emergency, by the way. That is the highest level that can be issued for a tornado. We have the conditions in Monticello is quickly becoming critical right now. It is rapidly deteriorating. So we are going to be trying to see. Okay, that seems to be the only camera you have in that area. Yeah, this is going to be crossing right there. We did get a we are getting images of that tornado. It is a very large one. Yeah, this tornado is just about across to Monticello. And we're still picking out that debris signature. And again, yeah, we did get a photo of one of the tornadoes from earlier. One that was captured by Reed. But yeah, this is about less than 5 minutes out, if I had to say, from Monticello right now. I've been here. Yeah, it's about to get here. Basically now, it's basically right there, right now. So right on the outskirts of Monticello. Everybody, remain sheltered. We're gonna get you through this, and we'll let you know when it's time to come on out. We're gonna be hoping that this does lift right before. Which again, if there was any good news, is that some of the tornado debris signature, the things we're seeing on CC, which is where we see tornado debris signature, is not as intense as it used to be. But this is very likely still on the ground right now. About to get into Monticello here. Velocity is also not as strong as it used to be, so hopefully that this thing does lift right before it. But again, we're still going to consider this a tornado on the ground. So we need everybody out, everybody in the area, seek shelter right now. They still have the tornado emergency in effect for Monticello and Silver Creek. That's Silver Creek, Lucas, and Monticello areas, all in Lawrence County. And time is running out. You should be in your shelters already by this point. But if you're not, get into your shelters immediately. And again, even if you don't get hit by the circulation, you can also still deal with the RFD, which we've likely seen earlier on stream. And I'm not sure where this camera is in Monticello. I'm not sure where it is exactly. But this is as close as we can get it right now. We'll see how we'll see if we can get this all the way through. But so the new scan, more promising. That is a lot more promising. Still going to be tracking this here. But the velocity signature is a lot more promising, but this is still we're still going to treat it as a tornado on the ground until we can get this past Monticello, and then we can reevaluate. Seems like we just overheard someone on the scanner about first responders near Garden City that hit a tree. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, here comes the circulation. So we're going to get this past Monticello here. Still seeing I'm going to do that real quick. There we go. Yeah, here comes the circulation going past now. Yeah, the rotation is now getting past Monticello. The good news is that if we go here, we are going to be seeing if we can the good news is the velocity isn't as strong, but we still have that tornado debris signature right now. So this is likely still a tornado in progress here. we're gonna stay on that Monticello camp for as long as we can, but and I'm not sure where in town that is. Yeah, we do see the rain curtains from the we do see the rain curtains when we see cars passing by. But we don't see anything in terms of like rain shifting. We don't see anything in terms of power flashes that we could see. So hopefully that this tornado did lift right before Monticello, but we are going to be still treating it as a tornado on the ground. The velocity right now is the most promising, but the tornado debris signature is still present at the moment. I'm not sure how much of that is fallout or how much of that is actually the tornado still picking up things like tree limbs and 2x4s and all of that stuff. And we are going to be watching very closely of the velocity side of things. We get uh another recycle here. But yeah, out of Garden City, I mean, just look at all those tornado reports that we have down there. Confirmed tornado, confirmed tornado, confirmed tornado. Just the sheer amount of tornado reports we've had out of that. Yeah, I mean, in terms of damage, we probably won't see the worst of it until probably won't see the worst of it until in the morning. Yeah, time's now 8:35 p.m. Central Time. And the sun's gone. The sun's completely down now. So camera coverage will be pretty hard to get. I mean, you can see on the top left, and a little, you can barely even see anything from the top left camera. So that's gonna be an issue. That is 100% gonna be an issue. Yeah, in this ballpark, I mean, I think we all remember. If you do track weather, the event on Easter Sunday, 6 years ago now. Excuse me, 6 years ago now, where you had that very large tornado near Bassfield. What was that on the top right? Not sure. But right now we are continuing to monitor this closely. There isn't any more camera coverage for quite a while after this, so probably just gonna stay on it just to stay on it. Yeah, let's see here. They still have a tornado emergency for this storm right now. Again, major tree damage in Lincoln County, Mississippi. And I am trying to see if we have anything in terms of tornado damage from the tornado from earlier today. We are seeing reports now of severe tornado damage reported in Lamar County. That's all the way to the east towards Hadesburg right here. Where we track that tornado going across the interstate. And the good news right now is that it seems like we have lost a lot of that rotation that we've seen earlier, which is good news. That is good news. Lamar County, update of Lamar County. It has been advised that people shelter in place. That is what we're getting right now. All residents have been told to shelter in place. And again, this from an official source. All residents in the area remain shelter in place. Many roads impassable due to down power lines, fallen tree, and debris. Stay off roads until advised otherwise by county officials. They're ordering everyone in Lamar County to stay sheltered in place until further notice. Until further notice. Let's see if we can get over there on the camera up there. Are we at? Okay, so this will be our next area of cameras to watch. Let me just go ahead and position that. There we go. All right, let me just go ahead and get this updated. But yeah, once we get off Monticello, we're going to go to Collins. Where this supercell will near next. I think we are actually going to be switching to there. So let's go back to radar feed. Let's go back to radar feed for just a second. So get that pulled up. There we go. You're staying ahead of this in terms of camera coverage. Pretty surprised by that, honestly. But yeah, right now we are going to be concerned for this to produce another tornado, but right now the rotation seems to have completely faded out. You can see, for the first time in quite a while, that tornado debris signature completely gone now. So this tornado has lifted, but we are going to be watching closely to see if we got any signs of redevelopment here in the future in the next 30 minutes or so. Again, this is the only thing we're worried about right now. There's no more severe thunderstorm warnings in that part of Alabama. This is our only other severe warned storm here. Near in the Deer Park area and areas northeast for 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar size tail till 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So we're going to see what happens here. They're going to be dropping this here soon. And we'll see if they want to put in a tornado warning still just to be on the safe side, or put a severe thunderstorm warning in with a tornado possible tag. We'll see what the National Weather Service wants to do here. And just move that out of the way. And we're going to go ahead, while we have this downtime, we have a bit of a downtime. You're going to take a look and see what we're doing up in terms of tornado damage. Let me just move that out of the way so that my mouse cursor doesn't get in the way. Yeah, major tree damage. We see a lot of trees snapped in that area. So, yeah, I don't have any new information. So we are going to take a small break. I'm taking a small break here so I can get some water, continue our coverage here. And right now you are tuned into Watching the Skies, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're gonna go ahead and jump back on here real quick to show you that yeah they've gone ahead and issued a new tornado warning here, all the way towards Collins for a tornado and ping pong sized hail moving east at 35 miles an hour until 9:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This will be around Carson in progress at 8:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Bassfield around 8:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Lone Star around 9 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time. Collins around 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And yeah, so those are the timings provided by the National Weather Service in the warning. Sometimes they can be a little bit off, but that gives you a rough idea of where we're going to be seeing this. Right now, we are going to go back on our break. All right, we're going to be ending the stream here. We'll hop back on if anything major happens. But right now, you got to get going. Just been watching for skies, watching for everything. Stay safe out there.